Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this Spellbinders card making project. In this project we're going to make a gorgeous Christmas card because we're getting nearer to the time where we're all going to be making all our gorgeous cards. So I want to run through a few of the items that we're going to be using. Everything I do use I shall put as a list on my blog. So please feel free to have a look over there. If you want to contact me through my blog or on Facebook. So the first thing that we're going to be using are some gorgeous stamps from Spellbinders. And when you get yours won't be in packets like this. Mine are just like this because I haven't had a chance to put them on my backing panels or anything. So don't worry about how these are packaged. So nice acorn and some greenery, that's the one that we're going to be using. Then we're going to be using the gorgeous large Merry Christmas stamp. We've used this before. We used it with the poinsettia card that we made. So we're going to be using it a little bit different this time. So that's our Merry Christmas stamp. And then we're going to be using this very ornate die, which is really pretty. And I think it'll enhance our project. So those are the items that we're going to be using from Spellbinders. And you'll be able to see all the details, and there's links there on my blog to be able to go through the Spellbinders. If you want to support my blog in any way, please shop through the links that I include, because I know it says on my blog, but they are affiliate links, so I get a little something if you use them for your shopping. So I think I've got them for Spellbinders, Craft Stash and scrapbook.com at the moment. So I'll be trying to add a few more, but I just wanted to sort of mention that just in case you were wondering about the links. So the first thing that we've got is our base card. Now this is a 7 by 7 inch square base card in white, and I know it's slightly larger than we normally use, but I think this card warrants a large background because it's going to be quite a statement card. I've just used my bone folder to make sure that we've got a good sharp edge along the side of the card. Even though when the factory made, you've got the score line there, I think it's just nice to make sure that we've got a good crisp edge on our card. So the first thing we're going to do is our inside, and I must admit I've already gone ahead and done it because there was quite a bit of stamping involved, and I didn't want you to see me just sat here stamping. So what I've done is I've taken the acorn and greenery and I've stamped it around the bottom of our card, and I've simply used, I actually used Stays On ink to make the stamp, and I used olive green Stays On, and then I used watercolour to colour in the acorn, and then watercolour to enhance the greenery, and then a little bit of watercolour around the images, and then I've used the watercolour again to enhance the Merry Christmas, and then I've used I'm trying to say I stamped the Merry Christmas in the olive green as well, and then enhanced it using the watercolour behind it. And this is on ordinary cardstock, it's not on watercolour stock, it's just normal everyday white cardstock. So it shows you can use your watercolour brushes and tone it down and everything on normal white cardstock. So I've got double-sided tape on the back of this, and I'm simply going to peel that away, and then we can add this to the centre of our card. And there's enough room for you to be able to write your message and your to and from, etc. Hope you have a lovely Christmas. All the very best. Adrian and Anne-Marie. That's what I'll be putting in mine. So that's the inside of our card, and I've just got stuck up here a little bit. Oops, hang on. Panic over. There we go. Oof, that's everything laid out for the top, you see. So that's our inside done. So I'm just going to make sure, because it's such a big card, that I've still got that nice crease down the edge. There we go. So now I can concentrate on the outside of our card. So the first thing I've got is a large layer of green cardstock. And this is bottle green, for anybody wanting to know the colour. Bottle green, like my school uniform. Or you could call it forest green, but it's definitely green. Nice dark green. So we can add this layer to the top of our card, like that, getting it nice and square and central. Next, what I've done is I've taken a piece of, now this is watercolour card. Unlike the card on the inside, you can see a little bit of difference. My colours are more enhanced on the watercolour card, but if you hadn't seen the watercolour card, you wouldn't see the difference. So seeing them both together, it's I really do like working with the watercolour card, actually, for when I'm stamping and watercolouring, etc. It just, I think there's something about it, the way that it absorbs the colour and it makes it nice and bright. So what I've done is I've stamped at the bottom, similar to how we did the inserts, and I've stamped the acorn and the greenery, again using the two colours in the watercolouring, and just a simple technique of filling it in and shading it. And then I've added a touch of sparkle to the greenery. Can you see that? And that is a touch of very, I was going to say, inexpensive is the word I'm looking for. Glitter glue. Not the stickles. It's a very large jar that you get loads of, and it's inexpensive. And I like it. I like it. It just goes over everything. It's the iridescent one. I'll try and find a link for that for you. But it goes over everything. It doesn't alter the colour or the shade. And it comes up, when it dries, the colour of whatever you're using underneath. I think it's really cool, that. And then I've taken the colour around the rest of the outside. So I've got that on double-sided tape. And I'm going to add this to the centre of the card. Now I've got slightly more tape on than I would normally have, only because the watercolour card curls a little bit when it's dry. So, but it, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that it goes when it's had water on it. So, but it will sit nice and flat on our card. So I press it down nice and firmly. So that's our layer with our first layer of colour. Next, we've got our die cut from the very ornate die that we're going to use. Now what I've done is I've cut it again in watercolour card, and then I've smudged colour together on both sides of it until it matches our colour tones that we've used for the acorns and for the greenery. And then I'm going to simply cut it in half, like so. It doesn't have to be really neat to cut in half. And then I'm simply going to add this to either side of my card, like that. And now you're thinking, oh, what are you doing, Anne-Marie? That's a bit odd. And I'm going to try and get them kind of in the same line as each other. There we go. That looks about right. Next, I've got a sheet of very plain green card like we used for the base layer. And I know before you're all screaming at me, I've got a mark on it. Don't worry, you're not going to see that. So it's just something that I picked up and I started using, and like everybody else I thought, oh no, I've got paint on it. So I'm covering over the centre of our base that we've just put on. So what you could do is these two little bits here that are poking out, you could just trim those down. I should have done it before I put them on, but not to worry, you won't see it. You won't see it anyway when we're finished. So that's our next layer, and next we've got our Merry Christmas sign that we've painted. I've stamped it and I've used stone grey StazOn ink, and then I've used the watercolour to make the background stripy. Now we've done that technique before on our autumn card, so I'm simply going to add this to the top of our layer that we had before. It was on 3D foam, and then I can finish the card off with a gorgeous green bow that covers the top of that little bit that we've just trimmed, and that will sit nicely at the top of our card and finish it off perfectly. So that's a gorgeous stamped card that we've made, a little bit different with our colour themes for the green and the brown tones for Christmas. We've got our glitter on the actual greenery. Stands up nicely. It will go in the normal 7x7 envelope. Now I know postage varies across the world, so this is quite a heavy card because you've got your layers of your watercolour card and they make things heavier. But I think for a family member, if you're going to give that to a person, that would just be such a gorgeous card. A mantelpiece pleaser, definitely. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching, and I hope this has given you a few ideas and a little bit of inspiration. Please check my blog for the other hundreds of videos that there is available. If you've got anything to say, feel free. You can always find me on Facebook. And if you're having trouble commenting on the blog, just find me on Facebook and tell me. So, because if nobody says anything, then I don't know. So that's just the best way to do it. So I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time.